to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters. For I will pour their wickedness upon them.
See, because you ain't listening to the Lord, you listen to a false prophet. So you're going to suffer for that. Go back to Matthew 24 now. Back to Matthew 24. Because that's what Jesus was talking about. He said, many, but he said in the last days, many going to come in his name, saying he is Christ. They're going to preach Jesus Christ all day long, but yet they deceive in many. We're going to read that again, verse 5. Read that one more time, because coming in the name don't mean nothing if you don't bring his teaching. Go ahead.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
Oh, yeah, he Christ, he Christ, he Christ. But what are they doing coming in his name, saying he's Christ? Go ahead.
And shall deceive many.
Okay, make sure no mistake, verse 11.
And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Now, wait a minute. This is Jesus talking, brothers and sisters. Many, 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 he keep telling us. Many. Why don't nobody talk about the many false prophets that got to be here? Anytime you use many, you should easily be able to recognize them, right? It's not a few. I can see if he said it's going to be a few. So, every now and then keep your eyes open. You bump into them every now and then. He's not saying that, is he? He said, and many false prophets shall rise, and they're going to do what? They're going to deceive many. So that's what's going on. It's no wonder mega churches are full with many people, because that's what the Lord prophesied of. They ain't listening. Nobody's taking heed to this message. Now skip down to verse 24, because this is going to go on all the way to the end, even with a prominent false prophet doing miracles, because some people want to see a miracle where, if that's what you want to believe, Satan say, look, I got that for you too. Verse 24, go ahead.
For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets.
See, not just false prophets, also false Christ themselves. False Christ and false prophets, and they're going to do what?
And shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
See, he said, it's going to be so out of hand, they're going to be able to do some tricks and magic and some miracles, and it's going to be so good that if it was possible, they could get somebody that already know. Like me and you in here, we know about false prophets. We know some going to come doing some miracles. It'll be almost good enough to get us. We say, wow, that's deep. Might have to slap ourselves. Say, wake up. What's wrong with you? You know you're a false prophet, because it's going to be genuine. It's going to be some real stuff. Let's look at it. Go to Revelation 13. Revelation 13. See, this is going to be a problem till the Lord returns. Beware of false preachers. Even doing signs and wonders. Revelation 13, and we're going to pick it up at verse 13, because he's going to tell you about them right here. 13 and 13. Go ahead.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
See, this is a great wonder he's going to do it. This is a false prophet right here. We're going to read about his end. But he do a great wonder so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. See, if you don't know God, you'll fall for this. You will see him do that, you say, oh, he got to be working for God. But if you listen to his teaching, you would know he didn't. If you did what Jesus said, if you checked his fruit out, you would know he did. If you got the message that Adam and Eve missed, you would know he's not working for the Lord. Go ahead, verse 14.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
See, he's deceiving people with those miracles. But Jesus told you he would do it. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
He's going to make a statue come to life. People going to really want to see that, because they're looking for that now. They see it. They say sometimes a statue is crying over here. See, that's just a setup. Oh, one bleeding. He bleeding. This statue bleeding. And everybody want to go see it. Just like they had a water stain on the highway in Chicago. A water stain. They say, oh, that's Mary. And they went out there and put a shrine around it. People want to see some foolishness. And Satan got it for them. The Lord don't let it do it, because you believe in too many lies anyway. The Lord said, look, I'm going to test you one last time. And just see how many lies you'll go for. So he's going to give power to have power to give life unto the image of the beast. This is going to be for real. There ain't going to be no water stain. Even the cardinal in Chicago, Cardinal George, they had him on the news. They said, because the people was lined up on the highway trying to get up there and pray to that water stain. They waiting their turn, piously. Waiting their turn in line. Some of them got beads and flowers, and they waiting to get up there, and they get up there to the water stain. Oh, hell, Mother Mary. And they had Cardinal George on the news. He started laughing. They said, now, do you think that's me? He said, no, that ain't me. You know, if it make them pray more, that's fine. But he admitted. He said, no, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But see, this is going to be for real. You ain't going to be able to deny this, but it's still from the devil. So it don't matter if it's a genuine miracle. The Lord warned you of that, didn't he? See, we're not ready for stuff like this. We're not ready. But the Lord warned you, so it's not his fault. He said in verse 15, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and do what else?
And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
See, and if you don't worship, he's going to be able to have you put to death because he's going to have that much power. But now, we're going to come back to Revelation. We're going to wrap it up. Jeremiah 25. Because we're going to see what the Lord going to do to the false preachers in the end. Jeremiah 25, and we're going to pick it up at verse 30. He's going to get them all together, including the one doing his last miracles. See, that's how it's going to end. A false prophet doing some miracles, Jesus is going to have to come deal with him and all the rest of them. Jeremiah 25 and verse 30. Jeremiah 25 and verse 30. Then we go back to Revelation 19 and wrap it up. 25 and 30. Okay, go ahead.
Therefore prophesy thou against all these words, and saying to them, the Lord shall roar from on high.
That's what he getting ready to do because he fed up with it. Go ahead.
And utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth.
See, he's going to be like treading the wine grapes when people making wine. But he's coming against all the inhabitants of the earth because these false prophets got everybody messed up. Go ahead.
A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For the Lord hath a controversy with the nation. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord.
See, he upset with everybody. Go ahead, 32.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from the one end of the earth even to the other.
Now that's a whole lot of slain. Preachers don't tell you about that either. And it's the slain of the Lord. People want to blame the devil for everything. Look, the Lord controls the devil. It ain't going to happen without him. The slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth. See, they thought the tsunami was bad. But go ahead.
They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.
See, you can't bury all these people. They couldn't even bury people in the tsunami. They hit multiple countries, killed thousands, hit multiple countries. Hey, when they found them bodies, they just start throwing them in ditch. Wasn't no identifying for nothing. Because if you let them dead bodies stay out there too long, it's going to be some more disease, some more death. They just threw them in ditches. Couldn't handle it. But he said, ain't nobody going to be able to do nothing with this. He said, they shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.